Hello and welcome to Let's Play All Games, and in this video I wanted to talk about microtransactions and how I feel they are completely out of control at this point and they are making some publishers pointless. Now, I personally don't play these sort of games like NBA. Now this has recently released and this has a lot of microtransactions, like the YouTubers are talking about this. So basically if we look at the Steam page, it is mostly negative. And if we go down to the review section, it is mostly negative. One or two upwards, but basically negative. Full of pay to win mechanics in a full price game. They have made the game so bad that you have to buy in order to do anything with this game. Like this guy has explained it nicely here. They've even gone to the point of adding unskippable cutscenes, so you get over that 2-hour refund thing on Steam quickly and then you can't refund it. So this is about as shady as it gets. Full price game with microtransactions, and from what I've seen, they have squeezed microtransactions into every facet of the game. So what do we do? How do we fix this situation? Now personally for me, I tend to avoid some of the big publishers completely. For example, I mean, I don't buy games from 2K anyway. Like what else do they make? Mafia, XCOM. I don't play those games. Although I am interested in XCOM, but I haven't bought them. Also EA, for example, I have not bought an EA game for well over a decade. Although this microtransactions and DLC thing didn't really crop up until the late 2000s, 2008-9 probably, but I haven't bought anything from EA, and the reason for that is I'm just too confused. Like what am I buying? Am I buying a game? These games are barely games anymore. They're just nice graphics with gambling systems basically. And for EA, for example, if I try to go, there have been a few games recently that I have been interested in, like Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1, but when I go to Origin or those places, I don't know how to buy the game because there are so many versions, so many things to buy, so many add-ons, so many guns and loot crates and loot boxes and stuff. I don't really know, so I just give up. And there are also people who say, well, their budgets are too much and $60 is simply not enough. Well, in that case, I just tell them, I decide what is enough, what is too much. For me, 60 is too much. So, I mean, I can make an exception for 1 or 2 games, but most of the time, 60 is not what you end up paying if you buy these games. You go well over 100 in these cases. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I'm not interested in paying that much. So I'll simply not buy it. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I don't know how we can fix the gaming industry. Basically, it seems that all the big publishers are following this microtransaction model, whether it's Warner Brothers or 2K or EA or Ubisoft, they're all up to the same thing. So I'm simply starting to avoid all these things completely, and I'm sticking with smaller indie developers, big budget type developers, people like Ninja Theory and CD Projekt Red. At the moment, those guys represent the best value for money and the best games, in my opinion. So, and this game has got very positive reviews from the critics. Like I was looking at Metacritic, and it has 87 on Metacritic based on about 20 critics. So I don't know what world they are living in. And I've always said in the past that the reviewers are completely disconnected with their audience. Like they don't notice these things because clearly they don't care. And probably they're paid for it as well, so why would they care? But the gamers are starting to realize this. This has a 3.3 on Metacritic from the reviewers, from the users, but the critics still think this is great. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to end, but yeah, I just hope that people just wake up, especially the fanboys. If they can just wake up and stop this nonsense, gaming might improve and we might get some decent games, at least from the big publishers. We still get plenty of games, but not from the big publishers. So anyway, those are just my thoughts on this situation. I just think this is gone too far now, the microtransactions. It is basically gambling in a nutshell. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.